Greetings, pilgrims. It's Will from stormthecastle.com, and you are watching the Sense of Wonder YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in. And today is Sunday, which means we're going to be visiting a church. This is a little church in Canada, and there's something very unique about this church. And I am currently writing a book called The Da Vinci Method, so there is a tie-in with a theme in my book and this church. There's actually two examples of the theme that I'll show you that are exemplified in this church, and you might find it rather interesting. Now, Da Vinci didn't design the church or build it or have anything to do with it, and as far as I know, he never visited Canada. In this video, we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to look at a few pictures of the outside. We're going to go inside. I'm show you a video of the magnificent inside of this church, and then I'll show you some pictures, and we're also going to take a look at the stained glass windows. So let's launch into St. Paul's Church in Charlottetown on Prince Edward Island in Canada. So here's the main entrance, and it's not a particularly large church. It's the website says it has a seating capacity of 450 people. Well, I guess that's decent sized. And we'll take a look at a few of the pictures of the outside. And this is actually the third church going all the way back to the 1700s, but this one was built and consecrated in 1896. And just so you understand, there it is in Canada on Prince Edward Island in a city called Charlottetown. And the second church was actually destroyed by a windstorm. I would imagine the wind gets pretty crazy out there in Canada, up north. Well, anyway, now here's the thing about that makes this church quite unique, is that ceiling. And notice the wooden columns, but does that ceiling make you think of something? It is built like the hull of a boat. Right? And now I talked to the tour guide, and the tour guide told me that that's what they did. They didn't know how to build the ceiling of a church, but they knew how to build boats. So they just built I guess you could kind of say, an upside-down boat for the ceiling of the church, and it's actually magnificent. And that's one of my Da Vinci themes there, is where you take two very different themes or ideas or pursuits or crafts, and you blend them together in a new way. And that's what they do to this church. And I kind of verified this with the website a little bit, because on the website they give credit to the contractor, the painter, and the wood carver, but there's no mention of an architect, which kind of leads me to believe that's probably the truth. But see those beautiful wooden columns? But that ceiling is quite magnificent. It's almost mahogany in color. So I love that. So combine very different things to make something anew. It's like a synthesis, or the word is conflating. When you conflate artistic pursuits, or you conflate different disciplines to come up with a new one, and Da Vinci was the master of that. He brought together all these various different things and found new ways. Now, another interesting thing about this church is the really beautiful stained glass windows. I have a few pictures here for you. And that's another example of conflation that we don't really think about. You can see my theme easily with that unique ceiling and how it conflates two very different things. But that's also something that happens with stained glass window, because at some point someone had to think, whoa, we're making glass. What if we use the glass to tell a story or to make pictures? And that's a conflation. You see, that's very Da Vinci-esque. So that's two examples of how Da Vinci combined things together, and how you can, if you want to be more creative, combine various pursuits together to come up with something new. So that's it. That's a beautiful little church in Canada. I love that ceiling. You might want to go back and look at the pictures. Oh, and while I was there, I had to have a fish and chips. It was really quite delicious. British style. So here's a couple more videos you might want to watch. Thanks. Hit that subscribe button and that little bell.